Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Fans disgusted by Savannah's callousness towards mom Julie. Since their presidential pardon, Todd and Julie Chrysler have been sharing their story and reuniting with their family. However, one recent appearance has gotten fans asking questions. In particular, fans have voiced concerns over Savannah Chrysler's behavior with her mother, Julie. Todd and Julie Chrysler recently appeared on Savannah Chrysler's podcast. Todd and Julie Chrysler of Chrysler Knows Best fame were convicted back in 2022 over charges including bank fraud and tax evasion. Originally set to serve a combined 19-year sentence in prison, the two were granted a presidential pardon back in May from President Donald Trump. Since their release, Todd and Julie have spoken up about their story with various outlets. This even includes their daughter Savannah's Unlocked podcast. Recently, however, some fans have taken issue with Todd and Julie's recent podcast appearance. In particular, some highlighted Savannah's interactions with her mother, Julie. The fan shared, "Just listen to the second painful part of her podcast with her parents wherein she told her parents she feels a disconnect with them and she needs her mother to snap out of it." Some fans are also wondering what will happen next for the family. She has no empathy for the mother she claims to love so much, and to tell someone to snap out of it because she is not getting what she needs? Did she think they would come home the same? Later in the comments, the fan also highlighted, "I just couldn't believe she is so irritated by her mother. And was the podcast the place for that? Go get some therapy, all of you." This had been in response to another commenter who shared they felt Savannah cannot be bothered to put herself in their shoes. Taking to the comments, other fans shared other reactions to the post. A few fans felt that Savannah was expecting praise for her time helping her parents during their time behind bars. Other fans continued to muse on what will happen next for the family. Some comments included, "Savannah Chrysler has long been considered the backbone of her family, especially since her parents Todd and Julie Chrysler began serving their prison sentences. But a storm has been brewing under the surface, one that fans say has finally erupted." In a series of social media posts and recent interviews, Savannah's tone and behavior toward her mother, Julie, have come under fire, and many are calling her out for what they're labeling callousness, emotional detachment, and even hypocrisy. Once admired for her fierce loyalty and tireless efforts to hold her family together, Savannah is now facing backlash for what viewers and fans say is an alarming shift in her priorities and an emotional distance from the very woman she once tearfully vowed to protect. The cold shoulder heard around the world. The drama started subtly, with Savannah noticeably mentioning Todd far more frequently than Julie in recent podcast episodes and social media tributes. While she often shares updates about her dad, how he's doing behind bars, what books he's reading, and how much she misses him, Julie's name rarely comes up. When it does, it's often in passing, with a robotic or neutral tone that fans have picked up on quickly. Does Savannah even care about her mom? One Twitter user wrote, "It's always dad this, dad that. Julie's in prison too, you know." Others echoed the sentiment. Savannah used to talk about how strong her mom was. Now it's like Julie's disappeared from her life entirely, a Reddit user observed in a thread that quickly gained traction. "I can't imagine how that feels for Julie, sitting in that prison cell knowing your daughter barely mentions you." A glaring absence. Savannah's behavior became impossible to ignore during a recent episode of her Unlocked podcast, where she gave an emotional update about Father's Day. With tears in her eyes, she recalled how hard it was not to hear from Todd and how deeply she missed him. But what struck listeners was her glaring omission of Julie. There was no mention of missing her mom on Mother's Day, no story about Julie's prison struggles, and certainly no emotional reflection. "I was actually stunned," one longtime fan commented. She cried over her dad, which I understand, but she didn't even say the word mom.
Rift.
Not once. Insiders say this isn't just a case of accidental omission. It's a symptom of a growing rift between mother and daughter. According to sources close to the family, Savannah and Julie have had tense exchanges over the past several months, particularly about how Savannah is choosing to handle the family brand in custody of Grayson and Chloe. Julie wanted Savannah to focus on the kids, on maintaining some sense of normalcy, the source said. But Savannah's chasing fame, launching makeup lines, podcast deals, and going on trips. Julie doesn't agree with how she's doing things, and she's let Savannah know that. The criticism may have hit a nerve. Fans noticed a particularly icy tone when Savannah addressed a letter Julie had written her in prison, saying on air, "Well, she has her opinions, but I have to do what's best for me and the kids." Social media erupts. As soon as that clip aired, social media was flooded with commentary. "She's lost touch with what really matters," one fan wrote on Facebook. "Julie gave up everything to raise that girl, and this is how she's repaying her." Another added, "Savannah is using her parents' downfall as a platform. It's like Julie's only useful to her if she fits into the story she wants to sell." On Instagram, Savannah's posts featuring luxurious dinners, parties with friends, and tropical getaways were met with a barrage of comments questioning her priorities. "Where's the concern for your mom?" one commenter asked. "Do you even write to her anymore?" The silence speaks volumes. Savannah has yet to directly address the criticism, but her silence is being interpreted by some as confirmation of the fracture. While she has spoken openly about her emotional toll since her parents' incarceration, many fans believe her narrative is skewed towards self-promotion rather than genuine family healing. She's created this image of being the hero of the family, raising the kids and holding things down, one viewer explained. But if you really look, it's all curated. Julie's just not part of the picture anymore. That's heartbreaking. Is redemption possible? Not everyone is ready to give up on Savannah. Some believe she's dealing with her trauma the only way she knows how, by staying busy, putting on a brave face, and avoiding emotions too raw to confront. Others say she may simply be protecting herself from further heartbreak, distancing herself from Julie because it's too painful to accept her mother's reality. "People grieve in different ways," a fan posted in her defense. Maybe she's mad at Julie for going along with Todd. Maybe she feels betrayed, or like her whole childhood was a lie. That doesn't mean she doesn't love her mom. Still, if Savannah hopes to win back public support, or, more importantly, to mend the relationship with her mother, many feel it's time for her to put down the glam, pick up a pen, and show her mother the same compassion she showers on her father. A turning point ahead? As rumors swirl about a potential early release for Julie, the Chrisley family may soon be forced to confront their fractures head-on. Will Savannah rise to the occasion and offer her mother the welcome home she deserves? Or will the emotional chasm between them widen even further? Only time will tell, but for now, the callousness that fans feel Savannah has displayed toward Julie continues to overshadow her once golden image. What was once a story of family unity and resilience now reads more like a tale of selective loyalty and emotional estrangement.